Well, welcome everyone to this special edition of First Unitarian of Honolulu's Tuesday night Pau Hana. It's coming to you transcontinental. I am in Socorrito, Mexico, and Jim is in. We've traded coasts for the day, or traded continents for the day. Jim is in Hawaii, and we are going to have our little concert here, our Pau Hana. The first thing I like to do, Jim, is ask people a very simple question, which is, who are you and what do you do?
Well, I am a large white male. My pronouns are he and him, and my adjectives are overweight, attempting to age gracefully, and too big to be funny, I think. So I have been a musician pretty much all my life. My parents were and my mother was the professional musician. My dad was the math teacher who happened to play viola well and taught me music theory, and played some guitar too. So music was just always what I thought was a good thing to do. And that's what you need when somebody says, that's terrible, that's nowhere, you're stupid, and whatever. You got enough people around you that love you that say, that's good what you're doing. And I was lucky enough to have that. So that makes me talented, I guess, because, people said gave me that positive reinforcement. I think that's what talent is most of the time. It's access and privilege, and I had that musical privilege. So that was probably not the answer you were looking for. I have been a UU too all my life. Started in the Universalist Church, and have come to make a lot of music for Unitarian Universalists too.
Wonderful. When we have a special musical guest, I like to make as much time for the music as possible. So thanks for telling us about yourself. And if you've got a song you were thinking of starting with, why don't you do that and we'll pick it up from there.
Yeah, a little Unitarian Universalist magic, if you will. A great minister friend, Aaron Payson, that I've collaborated with many times in Worcester, Massachusetts, said, well, I think I know all your songs, but my service is about magic. Well, no, you don't know all my songs, but I'll write one. So, magic. Here we are, eating the sun, and all here on this little planet. For we have this life ever rising up. We can drink of a peace from the ever-flowing cup. We have vision when we trust our hearts, surrender to the dance and let the magic start. For we have love, the great mystery that surrounds our fears and sets us free. For only love can mend the wounded heart, if only we will let the magic start. We have powers, we have feelings, we have learning, we have healing, we have imagination, and we have art. Surrender to the dance and let the magic start. For we have love, the great mystery that surrounds our fears and sets us free. For only love can mend the wounded heart, if only we will let the magic start. Todos a força do querer, basta começar, a paz renascerá. Então seremos sim imensa multidão, na magia de ser, arte de viver. We have love, the great mystery that surrounds our fears and sets us free. For only love can mend the wounded heart, if only we will let the magic start. Nosotros todos a forza do querer, basta começar, a paz renascerá. Então seremos sim imensa multidão, na magia desse arte de viver. Everybody, la 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 la. La 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 la.
I know it sounds funny to perform and not have the applause, but we're all clapping. There we are. You gotta let us hear it, friends, in the auditorium.
The paid crew here will applaud when instructed, I guess.
That's good. Well, congratulations. Thanks for that, Jim.
Thanks. Yes, sure.
And yeah, one thing someone had already asked me in advance, and I know where it's at the beginning of the concert, but sometimes people like to know is there a way to offer to give an offering or a tip or something like that? I don't know if that's something you do,
thank you.
Someone specifically asked, so I wanted to let them know what to do.
Thank you for asking. Yeah. PayPal.me/JimScottMusic is one. And I have a website, JimScottMusic.com. And right there on the opening page, there's a donations button. You can put things there. And, well, that's probably the ways to do it, I guess. PayPal.me/JimScottMusic.
Great.
Thank you. We certainly appreciate that. Everybody knows that as of a year ago, March, musicians were out of work and choral music stopped. This dangerous act of singing has been put away for a while. So thanks. We appreciate that. Sure. Can I say, too, I do a concert every Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock Eastern Time, which is 2 o'clock Hawaii time, and I'll be doing that tomorrow on my Facebook page and my YouTube page. So thanks for that. And I do that every Wednesday. And sooner or later, enough of us will be vaccinated, so we'll be back to live venues, I hope.
Great. Like I said, I don't want to interrupt too much, but as we go along, friends, if you have questions, you can send them to me directly in the chat at the Rev TJ, and I'll try to put them together so that we can get them succinctly to Jim. And as we think of things we might want to ask him, maybe Jim, you'd set us up with another song.
Yeah. Well, a couple of years ago, I addressed this situation of immigration. It was making the news so much, immigrants, crime, danger. My Native American friends agree. The last 500 years have been nothing but trouble. But these oceans that separate us, of course, we're all immigrants. We all came from somewhere. But we're all in this one little earth. And I made a song, and I thought it was too long, and I shortened it. I cut out a verse, and then now it's too short. And I ended up putting, you'll see what comes up in the third verse, what you might recognize. We are but immigrants, refugees from ports unknown, seeds we sow with dreams and hope will not ever be our own. Our children's paths, not ours, but adventures theirs alone. We are wanderers and seekers for the passage safely home. Of salt and water born, of one ocean we are made. Gifts of love from fertile soil, so is life's foundation laid. Find rest and refuge here, though our wandering never done. We are wanderers and seekers. Welcome, traveler, we are one. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. All those yearning to breathe free, refuse of your teeming shore. Send the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
So, Jim, thank you so much for the graciousness of being patient with us. And I think we'd really love to hear another song without any crackling. So please go ahead. Thank you.
Songs without crackling.
That's your next album. It'll be great.
Okay. May fears be calmed in the arms of loving kindness. May the turmoil of mistrust be laid to rest. May we find refuge in the shelter of forgiveness. One family across the disparate lands. Oh, grace, your power is in our hands. You can sing that. Oh, grace, your power is in our hands. Above the fray, the compassionate word is spoken, forsaking anger for the healing hand of love. That on this watch the violent cycles might be broken. Calm and resolute, the final warrior stands. Oh, peace, your work is in our hands. You can sing it. Oh, peace, your work is in our hands. May we be guided by the conscience of the people toward wisdom, the direction of our dreams. May the horizons of compassion touch infinity, ever mindful of all justice demands. Oh, humanity, your worth is in our hands. Oh, humanity, your worth is in our hands. Now to the world's uncertain fate, may we not be blinded, though to nature greater peril never known. May we by unrelenting science be reminded of sacred balances ecology commands. Oh, earth, your hope is in our hands. Your hope is in our hands. Oh humanity, your worth is in our hands. Peace, oh peace, your work is in our hands. Oh grace, your power is in our hands.
Thank you so much, Jim.
Thank you.
Do you think music has the power to really change the world?
Yeah, sometimes I think it's the only thing that does, touch our hearts with an experience, with changing. It's not a sermon. Oh, excuse me. Talking to a minister. It's not a lecture, but where spoken word cannot go, the sung word goes further, and when it rhymes, people remember it, and we take it to heart. It shows us another culture. Sometimes art is the magic of art is that it allows us to see from somebody else's eyes. See something from another perspective, even if we don't agree with it. We can see it from another perspective. So I don't really mean that it's the only thing that'll help. Maybe a little action will help.
When did you first have that sense that music has that power, or that's what music is for? Was it at a young age, or was it something you always knew, or do you have an experience that you think of?
I think we probably all sort of know it, but it wasn't what was taught in school, I'll say. And I went to Eastman School of Music, a wonderful school, but it was pretty much competition and, auditions and cattle calls and whatever, and be the best and so on, and play every different style and know this and know that and know the history. And but of course, musicology that I took even, in my era was white male Europeans, dead mostly, and musicology was, well, what was happening in Poland when Chopin wrote that or something. And I knew Pete Seeger for many years, and for about 40 years, and played one of his last concerts ever in his life with him. Why am I bringing that up? But I knew Pete Seeger a long time. Pete Seeger's father, Charles Seeger, kind of invented ethnomusicology, and the term, studying particularly American music. Wow, some of this, they were taking classical music out to the masses to educate the poor uneducated. And Charles Seeger said, hey, these people are doing kind of all right by themselves. They got beautiful music that comes from every different old country and is mixed here with indigenous, with African American, with Chinese. I was just saying before, I discovered the Chinese railroad workers brought us the pentatonic scale. Not that everybody didn't have a pentatonic scale, but this becomes the pentatonic scale of cowboy music. And American music was not just a melting pot, it was the petri dish of the music that has taken over the world. You hear Japanese, Chinese, Russian superstars, they all sound like African Americans. So, with a little Hawaiian thrown in there, right? A little.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's, of course, we all say it's the universal language, and but something that happens when you put music to the words, and at first I put music to other people's words, and I, and then I wrote some more boy-girl love songs, and that, thinking that I should do that and try to write a hit song, but that went nowhere. I was just not interested in in that, you know. I need you, baby. I can't live without you. I'm going to do something self-destructive unless you come back, you know, something like that. I'm looking at Dennis over here. I'm trying to get him to laugh. And so, musician jokes. We're going to get into dark humor here awfully soon.
Is there a
So
Pete Seeger
yes.
tune? Is there a Pete Seeger tune that really drew you in, or one you enjoyed when you
Oh
did him,
boy.
or all of them?
Let me mention, I'm actually thinking of writing a book of Pete Seeger songs. So I've written down a bunch of them already, and I've made some choral arrangements. There is no book of, say, 25 of Pete Seeger's great songs. You can buy sheet music to the big hit songs like Where Have All the Flowers Gone or something, and for $4 or $5. But a book that would have piano parts, chord symbols, maybe some harmony. There is no book. There's several books that are the way we do folk songs typically is a melody and chord symbols. And all the people I went to college with, or many of them, would say, well, I can't play from that. I don't improvise. But if you write it all out, the dutiful teacher, music director can open the book and teach with a
I
song.
think guitar chords are just fancy figured bass. So if they took theory,
Yeah.
they should be able to do it. But anyway.
Well, but they don't.
Right, Dennis? We're gonna do all our music in figured bass from now on.
If we started writing 6/3, 6/4, 1/6/4, going to the German augmented sixth to going to the 1/6/4 resolution to the whatever, some of those people would probably be able to sort that out. But I never learned at Eastman anything about popular music and playing from chord symbols. I did have one course in jazz arranging.
Well, now it's the epicenter of. Now it's like the epicenter of jazz. I mean, not epicenter, but they have a huge jazz program now. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, colleges have evolved since I was there.
And well, good. I know some people were asking about Pete Seeger, so I was just.
Well, yeah, actually, let me play a Pete Seeger song.
Great.
We just went by the anniversary of the dropping the atomic bomb on Hiroshima, and Pete took this song from a Turkish poet. I think I can remember all this. Nasim Hikmat wrote words in Turkish. An American woman, Jeanette Turner, translated it, gave it to Pete, who then put it to what he said. I thought it was an old English folk song. What it wasn't. It was a more contemporary 20th century writer actually wrote a song, and it sounds like an old English folk song. But the melody is on what some people know as the great Silky song, and that of the Seals, a Scottish legend. The Seals are so human-like that I'm digressing here, but the Seals. I am a man upon the land, I am a seal upon the sea. He took that melody, slowed it down a little bit, and it just takes on a whole different connotation with this melody. I get a little fogged up when I sing this melody. I come and stand at every door, but none can hear my silent tread. I knock and yet remain unseen, for I am dead. For I am dead. I'm only 7, though I died in Hiroshima long ago. I'm 7 now, as I was then. When children die, they do not grow. My hair was scorched by swirling flames. My eyes grew dim, my eyes grew blind. Death came and turned my bones to dust, and that was scattered by the wind. I need no fruit, I need no rice, I need no sweets or even bread. I ask for nothing for myself, for I am dead, for I am dead. All that I ask is that for peace you fight today, you fight today, so that the children of this earth may live and love and laugh and play.
Thanks so much, Jim. That's really beautiful. Just want to hold some of our members who are on this who've lost loved ones recently. My heart is with you, or who are just struggling right now with some bad news. So yeah, so thanks for sharing that, Jim. You are right. There are things that music tells us that really not much else can. So yeah. Good.
I like to say it takes us someplace. It transposes us. It transforms, but what's the word I want?
Transports us?
Transports, yeah, is I guess one of those transes anyway.
Yeah.
And take us to another culture.
Yeah.
I have a song that I just on purpose put in a couple of sort of, the more spiritual something. That's a rather new song, "In Our Hands," that I sang before, that I imagined could be a hymn, or certainly could be the participation. Sing that line back to me, oh earth, and so on. And I try to make some participatory things like that, as well as even things that'll be choral, and songs that sound, churchy in a way sometimes, because we're still into that. But here's a song that came upon me. I listened to NPR all the time, and I heard a photographer on the radio talking about photography, and he says it's light remembering itself, and I just thought that was a beautiful phrase. Maybe they all say that, but I'd never heard that before. And it became a song. So I try not to write obscure songs. What is happening in this song? We're looking at a picture, apparently. Is it on the wall? Is it on your iPhone? And who's in this picture? Perfection of youth, caught candid or pose, action and repose in a singular rush. Neither flaw or shortcoming really shows. Frozen in time through lens or brush, fleeting evidence revived on cue. What light remembering itself can do. A smile of attraction or polite deference. The stolen soul shows no progression. Coy avoidance of preference. Emotion and connection, an open question, perhaps a mistake to accept as true what light remembering itself can do. Profound affair of the heart, reflection on a moment of grace, now reduced to 2 dimensions in a work of art. This order imposed on time and space, at once old and forever new, what light remembering itself can do. At once old and forever new, light remembering itself around you.
Yeah, light remembering itself. That's beautiful.
Isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, it used to be chemical on film through a lens and whatever. Now it's ones and zeros, and somehow light remembers itself.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Phrase. Wish I'd made it up.
Well, it came from a good source. So.
Yeah. Well, I have Dennis over here in the dark. Well, he's got a little light on him. Dennis Grau, we know Dennis, I guess everybody does. And I immediately love this guy and his music and all that he can do. And I asked him if he'd sit in, and we'll play this old chestnut, this ancient hymn of the Unitarians, written by some James Scott so long ago.
Very long ago, yes.
But there are people who say, but you couldn't have written that song in 1980 or something. I've been singing that since I was a kid. Yeah. Well,
time creeps up on you. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had to raise my own audience. But my friend Pat LaManna, a wonderful folk singer, she wrote some new words to the song for these times, and we thought we'd do that, and then I added a few words too. But I'm going to ask Dennis to help here. Use your indiscretion over there, if you would. All right. Gather in spirit, but shelter in place. Let's do what we can to flatten the curve. Wash your hands often, but don't touch your face. This virus is something no one deserves. Everybody gather on Skype, gather on Zoom, gather by phone with family and friends. Gather online, but don't leave your room. Let's all stay safe until this crisis ends. Stay in your homes. Wash hard surfaces and phones. Spray disinfectant and wipe it off twice. You can't eat a banana while wearing a bandana, but you might avoid bad rest with this sage advice. Gather on Skype, gather on Skype, gather on Zoom, gather by phone with family and friends. Gather online, but don't leave your room. Let's all stay safe until this crisis ends. Don't share your lip balm, no kissing your friends, not even fist bumps. Stay 6 feet apart. Don't reach out your hands, just reach out your heart. Keep social distance like someone made a, gather on Skype. Gather in spirit, pray for the scared, the lonely and sick, the poor locked at home. Count all your blessings and reach out and share. Let everyone know that they're not alone. Gather on Skype, gather on Skype, gather on Zoom, gather by phone with family and friends. Gather online, but don't leave your room. Let's all stay safe until this crisis ends. Oh yes.
Can I ask one question about that song?
Yeah.
Did you write it for a worship service per se, or did you write it just to write it? Like, were you moved to write it? And how did it feel for it to become essentially like a top 5 Unitarian Universalist?
Oh yeah. I see. I was going to say, well, I didn't write not the parody song.
No,
I
know.
Yes,
the
song,
parody is lovely. It's
the song. The song "Gather the Spirit." I'm so delighted. Everybody knows it all across the country. Even in England, it's in the relatively new UK hymn book as well. And I got to do a tour of a bunch of churches in Scotland, England, with my new notoriety. Oh, that American guy's got a song in our book. It was a latch-stitch attempt, actually, that I had submitted various songs to the hymn book. Even my song "Common Ground," and which is not my song really, kind of collectively written by the Winter Consort. And no, that's too syncopated. We can't use that. And then another song, even my song "There's a Way." I thought, no, there's a real syncopated. No, I didn't mean that. There's a real sing-along chorus, and no, that's too syncopated. Oh boy, when you write things down, I could have taken some syncopations out, and this song was just no. This one's not good. And the song "The Oneness of Everything," the way I wrote it out first, I was telling Dennis, I wrote it out quarter notes and eighth notes, and to be a slow 4/4. And oh no, that looks too complicated. And so I was smarter. By the time they came out with the Teal book, I doubled the note values and made them half notes and quarter notes. And oh well, we can sing that song now. And I was actually commissioned to write a song. I think there were 6 of us, that got a little money, and they said, write a song for the hymn book. And I wrote a song. And they said, no, we can't use that song. That modulates all over the place. Has double sharp in there. That'll scare everybody. And so I was just striking out. And they had announced one year. They said, "Okay, this is it," but then, "Oh no, we're extending it," and it went on a little longer. And then I thought, if I don't write something that gets in the hymn book, I'm going to be kicking myself for the rest of my life. The hymn book will be around for decades. So it was getting to be Thanksgiving time, and I thought, I'm going to write a song. I'm going to sing at this interfaith service in Eugene, Oregon, where I did live, and. It was at the Methodist Church, and it was going to be, everybody. And so I thought, well, I got to make it sort of spiritual, of course, but I don't want to put God in there and anything. So, but spirit is the word that we like, spirit of life and great spirit, great mystery, the great whatever spirit. And so I thought, well, we'll probably need a gathering song. Oh, that's what we need, a gathering song. So I thought it was a Thanksgiving song. Gathering in harvest, the power, gather. They'll use it every Thanksgiving. I'm so glad nobody thinks it's a Thanksgiving song. And But the very first time it was introduced, I thought, I'm going to write a simple song. And, it's not going to be syncopated. It's just going to be da, 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 da. And I'll put the boogieing in the accompaniment maybe. But, it's going to... And sure enough, they took the song. But it was introduced at the first General Assembly. I remember my friend, a music director, they didn't even tell me it was going on. I was outside the hall, and I hear, oh, that's my song. And I went in, and she said, now this is kind of hard. Gather in peace. It's going to drop a seventh. and so weird. But, if you don't know anything about music, you can sing along just fine. So that's what I've tried to do, actually. A lot of my songs, to sneak in some interesting something, a little complexity, but try to still make it accessible. And my other song that's in there, I was just complaining to Dennis yesterday about it. There's 2.5 songs, but the other song that's called Tradition Held Fast, I have an intro to that song that's a gospel-flavored instrumental that's supposed to go between each verse, and they took it out. Didn't tell me. So I think maybe that song is not as used because people don't get how it goes. You get right to the end, da, 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 and you're back at the beginning again. No, you were supposed to have 4 bars to relax and wave your hands back and forth.
You didn't get the extra bars until the Teal hymnal. They didn't want any extra bars in the first hymnal. Just hymn. So
yeah. Well, I would like to think I pushed the envelope, and I want to make sure this doesn't sound bitter, but I wrote a big book of songs called the Earth and Spirit Songbook in 2001, 2002. And, thank you. Jackie's going to bring me one for peripheral stimuli. So this book is 110 songs, but about Earth, because I helped create the Green Sanctuary program. And so... I showed it to Bill Sinkford, and he said, "Oh, this is wonderful. Let's advertise it on the website," and so on. But right after that, he announced they made a committee to make a new hymn book, make the Teal hymn book, and put a real rush on it. But they used almost my exact description of this book. Well, it's a different kind of worship. It's a new, maybe it takes a lead singer or a song leader is what I meant. And maybe the song takes longer to write out. You can't squeeze it into one page like a hymn book, and you want to catch the ethnic flavor. And so they made a book like that. And of course, I submitted my songs to it, and I'm delighted I'm in the book. I'm in the Teal book, too. I have 3.5 songs in that book. Oh, and then, well, Jackie's handing me, I've made a book of my own songs. It has this big 1,500-year-old Douglas fir, giant sequoia tree on the front cover. And, oh, thank you. Is this a commercial? And Jim has CDs, and here they are. You can buy them on the website. Thank you.
Well,
you know what I've been playing.
With you? Oh, go ahead.
What I've been playing pretty much so far is not on some CDs. So, well, that parody version of Gather the Spirit is not. I do have a CD called Gather the Spirit. But gosh, Immigrants, the song, that's rather new. And Let the Magic Start is actually on my newest album. But yeah, and the other one, In Our Hands, it's called. I was just motivated to sing some new songs tonight. So...
Great. You want to give us another one?
Thanks for your patience, everybody.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, well, I got a little song here. Dennis is going to help me with this, too. A little song about the passage of time. Got so tall, wish the wind would stop blowing. Got so wide, wish the toenails would stop growing. Feet so slow, like they're stuck in molasses. Eyes so dim, wondering where I put my glasses. Only good thing about getting old is you're getting older too. I didn't want to bring it up, but only good thing about getting old is getting older with you. Got so hairy, wanna hibernate in winter. Got so scary to little dogs and little children. Got so bald on top, blinding people with the reflection. Belly looks like Brazil in the Mercator projection. The only good thing about getting old is you're getting older too. Ha ha ha. The only good thing about getting old is getting older with you. Give the band some. Got so stiff, coins on the floor can stay there. Got so crabby, don't know why I should still play fair. Got so forgetful, don't know what I came to do here. Don't know who you all are, but I'm still happy to see you here. Only good thing about getting old is you're getting older too. It's a sing-along. The only good thing about getting old is getting older with you. Thank you.
That's wonderful. And I know we had a little, I know we tried it. We have our little covenant of sticking to our hour of things, but we did have some technical difficulties. I'm hoping you'll have another song in there for us to, if you've got the time.
Yes, I'd love to.
Great.
Do another song. I just did one verse of this yesterday, and I thought I have to do the rest of it today.
Yeah.
It's an old Russian folk song that we did with the Paul Winter Consort. Susan Osborne, amazing singer that I learned so much from, brought it to the Winter Consort when we were going to do a concert at the United Nations It was called A Concert for the Earth, and my song, A Song for the Earth, is on that album. But what was I trying to say? So she brought this, and I recognize that. And some people say, oh, yes, we sang that at Girl Scout camp. And so, but they sang it with some different words that just always bugged me. Obviously a translation and sort of nice imagery, but it wasn't a complete sentence. It said if, and it never said what, and it mixed singular and plural, and I just thought I have to fix that, and I got carried away in a rush of irrational exuberance. I added 2 verses to the song. So the verses are mine, but the chorus, well, it would sound like this in Russian. Нашей жизни мы должны соткать из света звук, пропеть его в ночи, чтоб звезды слушали во сне и хоровод водили в тишине. Isn't that nice? Everybody! I love to do that. Somehow it went from Russia to Brazil. I'm not sure what happened. My wish for you, as now we part, is for greater peace to fill your heart with dreams as vast as starry space. So hurt and anger know no place. May truth be shared and wounds be healed, and joy for living be revealed. Through every fate and circumstance, may hope lead weary steps to dance, and may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. May fears be turned with keen insight to wisdom for what's just and right. Where sorrow grows, compassion strong, and pains will pass before too long. May the bounds of our diversity serve a richer harmony. May courage hold your heart so true to smile on love when it smiles on you. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. It's around, and may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. Ever dance, and may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night. Thank you, thank you.
Thanks so much, Jim. Well, we are at time, and I see some people. Yeah, just here. I know we. I don't know when we're gonna get you again, but if you'd like to say, maybe for folks that want to stick around, if you got to go, you got to go. I understand, but Jim, if you've got the time, and you
Oh,
wanna,
really? We can play another song?
I mean, you guys, what do you guys think? One more? You guys got? All right, we're getting claps. But yeah, if you've got one, unless you want that to be your
In my Jim Scott songbook, in this one here, I believe. Well, you could probably play them in any key. The oneness of everything. You want to?
oh yeah, if you've got that.
In D. Let's see. Well, it's in here, in I think in the Earth and Spirit songbook, it's in C maybe, but. Right here, L-M-N-O. Yeah, here. But you got it. You have to turn a page, but it's in here. Wait a minute, let me see. We're going to try something else. I'll make Dennis work here.
Your Earth and Spirit songbook?
Yeah, it is. It is in there, and it's in D. But don't play it the way it's written. You got better notes than are in there. Okay. I started to tell you about the origin of this song. I used to do this long before we had computers. I have this zippered notebook. See, I still have it, and used to have a ring binder in it. I cut it down. This is actually my NAACP book. It says that right. But the beauty of this is, everything. I would write down notes to myself, and I used to have staff paper in here. I think actually I still do have one piece, and I would write music sometimes, and then it's a zippered thing, so it's all in here, and you can put it on top of your car, and you can drive away, and then you can go back and get it, and so it was the before computers. That's what I did, and so I was in the dentist's office. And I hadn't been to the dentist in some time in Eugene. And I thought, well, I'll entertain myself. I'll write. There was no music going on in the dentist's office, of all things. And I thought, I'll just write a hymn tune. And I actually wrote 3 hymn tunes that I was just thinking up and down the scale, 1 octave. Ba da 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 da. And but I won't start on the 1 chord. I'll start on the 3, and it's a little like the Eagles did that sort of thing. So I had this tune, and it's one of the few songs that I actually put words to a melody as opposed to the other way around. Often I write the words, I rewrite them, I write a song, a melody, and then I even change the melody sometimes. I go from minor to major. Oh, let me try that. Oh, instead of 3/4, we'll go to 4/4 or the other, or let's make it swing, or let's do, and I kind of do that with songs. But this, I had this idea of this stately hymn, and then the words came to me, and it's actually a part of a musical that I wrote. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to sing the song. The musical is all about saving the old-growth forests of the Northwest, and there's 4 verses of the song. We're going to do the whole thing. far, far, let me find the see, I don't have perfect pitch. All right. Far beyond the grasp of hands, or light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind, there find the key to nature's harmony in an architecture so entwined. Like the birds whose patterns grace the sky and carry all who join in love expanding, the message of peace will rise in flight, taking the weight of the world upon its wings, in the oneness of everything. Right back this time. Peace is in the dance of trees, who stir before the first breath of wind is yet perceived. Trust in the song, becoming one with the dance, and all mysteries can be believed. Like the sorrow of the clouds, whose tears fall carrying on the soil, undemanding. Lessons of love are given that we might rejoice in the music they bring, in the oneness of everything. Put an E minor here. From chords that sound of molecules spinning billions to a cell, the call resounds afar to the sun who warms the dancing earth, and whose song holds it close on the journey of a star. Songs of lives long past that touch our own are written in the earth, forever giving. And now, to maintain the harmony, gives to us all lives worth living, for the oneness of everything. The E minor. Still we seek to find a truth that we might understand and reduce to terms defined, vast and immeasurable, time and space, also overwhelmingly designed. Oh, passing years, just might I know the faith that winters in the heart, to be reborn in spring, to hear and to feel the pulse of life enters my soul as a song to sing of the oneness of everything. Thank you, Dennis. You can turn off that little light over there now. I don't know how he can read anything over there with that little light on the stand, but he doesn't need to.
Well, Jim, what a blessing it's been to have you with us twice in a
Thank you.
week. We thank you so much for your time
Well,
and
thank you
for the
so
generosity of your
much as
spirit.
well.
Yeah.
This, can I say, my daughter has gone through, Louisa has gone through a rough year this year. She's idealistically started this campaign in our town to change the name of the high school, the moniker, the mascot. It's the Colonials. And it started a backlash like you wouldn't believe. And along with all the other stuff like critical race theory or whatever else is, we're fighting over, heaven forbid we would teach the real truth to kids in history class and everything. She got attacked, and she was pretty down over this. So we've done a bunch of things to try to make life more fun. And a month ago, we went on a trip. She found out back in the winter about kids going to save sea turtles in Costa Rica. So we did that. And by virtue of, I earned, just as COVID hit in March a year ago, I got a companion pass from Southwest. And we've never been able to use it until we went to Costa Rica together. And now Louisa has been to 49 states. 2 years ago, we got the 49th, Alaska. And last year, we talked about, TJ, we talked about coming to get Louisa's 50th state. And she's here with me. And she was just today looking at University of Hawaii as a place to go to school, perhaps. So Louisa has gotten her 50th state. And can we say, so much thanks, TJ, especially to you, and well, Dennis, but to Pierre and Nan Kleiber for hosting us for a few days here. We hope we're not overstaying our welcome, but we have just had a great time, and they've been wonderful. So I look forward to getting back, and I collect you churches, so thanks.
Sure.
So
Well,
Louisa is out right now watching an incredible sunset from the hill.
Oh my gosh, Nan.
good.
It's getting better and better. It's
Oh,
amazing.
wait a minute. Is Louisa there with you?
Yes, she's out on the lanai looking at the
and she
sunset,
heard-
taking photos.
Well, I hope I didn't embarrass her by bringing that up.
She was downstairs for the concert, but this was
She's heard enough of my concerts.
Well, thanks everyone. The vegan ice cream in my freezer is calling me. So is my bed. So
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. Thanks everyone for a wonderful night, Jim. Thanks again. Everyone tune in tomorrow at 2:00 on Jim's Facebook page for his concert. If you want more, he'll probably be doing other songs.
I will.
And I'm sitting with a guitar major from UH in this very room. So if Louisa really enjoys UH, I hope she'll consider it strongly. So
Wow. Okay.
wonderful.
Yeah,
All right, everyone.
Louisa's violinist. Yeah, I'll bet they can use that. Well, thank you so much, TJ. It's been a delight, and thank you for having us come.
All right. Thank you.
Adios,
Good night, everyone.
TJ.
Adios. Say bye,
happy
Tim.
birthday, TJ and Tim. Yay!
All right. Have a good night. Yes.
Be
Let's
well,
close the meeting.
everyone.
Many blessings, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.